This conference will now be recorded.
Oh, I did not get the recording from yesterday.
Okay, I will check with Chanak and see what.
Okay. I'll go ahead and update my email to you as well.
No,
Hi,
that's
Mohit.
fine. If you connect with the Chanak, that's fine. Hey, hi, Hemant.
Okay.
Sorry for the delay, Mohit. I have other meetings, so it just
No
got
problem.
missed.
No problem. No
Okay.
problem. Still, we are having one candidate is not there. That is Sunil. So just 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll start. If he joins or not, we'll start.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Mohit, one more thing, I will be not be available on Friday session that you're gonna give. Like, we have holiday on Thursday, so I'll be on vacation. Like, will you able to send the recording session? If
Yep. Sure.
okay,
Definitely.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So let's start with the things. Let me share my screen. Okay. So yesterday we were talking about the terminology. Let me open into the notepad. Yep. So we were talking about the terminology. So any doubts, any questions till now before we move ahead?
No.
No, we
Rudvi?
can go.
No?
1380.
Okay. So now we were talking about a non-authoritative application, non-authoritative application. So authoritative application, we discussed that all the applications where we are consider those application as the HR feed file, which means those data would come from those files, those application, because IAQ does not have any data. The data will come from particular applications, particular source, right? These source called authoritative, and this source is nothing is HR feed file where HR is feeding the data, correct? So that is the authoritative application. What are the non-authoritative applications? All the other application where we are managing the access. Managing access means creating access, update, enable, disable, all those things. Okay. Now, what is identity cube? Hemant,
Identity cube, no idea.
Rudvi?
Identity cube, actually, it's the cube which has all the access defined for single identity.
Mhm. Okay, that's not only sufficient. Identity cube, whenever identity created in IAQ. See, whenever from the authorized application, from authoritative application, the account will scan into the IAQ and the identity will create. When the identity is created, IAQ creates an identity cube. The identity cube contains identities attributes. Attributes means username, first name, last name, all those attributes, plus all the
Yes.
entitlements which user have. Whenever the identity will created, obviously entitlement would be the zero, and no entitlement, because it is created from the authorized applications, authoritative applications, and we are not managing access from the authoritative application. So entitlement would be zero, but all the entitlement will resides over there. Then we have application account, which means all the applications which this identity associates, like AD, lab. Right now, when it will come from PeopleSoft, then the first the application account would be PeopleSoft. Then it would be the onboarded into different applications. So all the application will reside into the application account. Then we have a lot of other things like a policy. What policies trigger on that particular identity? What is the risk score? What is the event? What is the user rights? What are the permissions user have? All those things comes under the identity cube. Let me show you quickly the identity cube. So
So basically, identity cube is having all user details, right? Like identity details.
correct, all
Okay.
the informations about the identity.
So Mohit, you told that there will be zero entitlements for the right.
Yes,
So
yes,
let's suppose there'll be like uh, entitlements is basically a developer role or admin role, that kind of entitlements, right?
correct.
So when a user is onboarded, by default, he'll be having few accesses, right?
No, 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 he will not be having the accesses.
Like
See,
few applications like
no,
Skype.
no, no,
No.
no, 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 no. The scenario is different. Let me make you the scenario right now.
Okay.
Very good questions. What you ask, that what I'm telling is, there is a gap of one single line. See here, what I'm saying, whenever the identity will created in IIQ using the authoritative application, it would not be having any entitlements, which means the authoritative applications does not have any entitlement. Whenever identity is created, it does not have any entitlement. But there are a lot of mechanism in IIQ which says that once an identity is created, immediately trigger the mandatory access like Skype, Outlook, and all those things through different mechanism, which I'm going to explain in the life cycle event and all those things. So they will trigger the access to that user. Then user would be having entitlement. At the time of identity is created and no refresh identity cube triggered, till now no action has been triggered from the IAQ. Till the time entitlement would be zero. Then immediately it is automatic processor that immediately after some time the refresh identity cube task will trigger, and it will check what the mandatory access needed to the identity, and it will automatically provide those access to the user. That I will explain you in the few sometime later. Okay, so
Sure.
that is the
Sure.
scenario. Clear?
Clear. Yeah.
Now, whenever the identity will create, at the time entitlement would not be there. Is that clear?
Clear.
Rudy, clear? Any questions?
Yeah, I'm clear. Thank you.
Okay. Now, so this is the identity cube. See here, attributes, which contain the attributes of the user, entitlements. Right now, this is not the new identity, this is the old identity. This is for previous training. When I will show you, I will clear my whole environment when I will install in your machine. After that, I will clear all this environment so that my environment would be fresh like you. Okay, so that whatever I'm going to do, you will not say the Mohit, you did in your environment it was like this, in my environment it's not like this. So I will make your I will reset my whole environment so that it would look like same to you. Okay, now these are the applications account, all the applications account which user have. Now this is authoritative applications, HR fit file plus LDAP. Okay, and these access Skype and Outlook is from the LDAP. Clear? Now this contain the policies which user, if user is violating the policy, history of this user, risk of the user, what are the risk activity which he performed, and user rights, what are the user rights user have, the events which user triggered, the events, the life cycle event which trigger. Okay, the whole component, whole things are called identity cube. Clear or not?
Yes.
Okay, now what is provisioning? Hemant, any idea?
Provisioning. No idea.
Okay,
Like
Rudy?
giving access, kind of thing.
Yes,
Providing
yes.
access. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Providing some kind of access for a particular application to an identity.
Okay, okay. Rudy?
Yep, like an approval of the access, validating if the person needs an access or not.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure that is the only thing in the provisioning?
And no, I think I'm missing a few things, but yes.
Any changes? The aggregation is fetches data from target system to IAQ, but here provisioning says any changes from IAQ to target system. That is called provisioning. There are two type of provisioning we have in IAQ: account provisioning and group provisioning. What account provisioning contain? It contains 6 or 7 operation. What 7 operation? Create account. See, managing access is correct, but apart from managing access, let's say you are managing you are provisioning the user, your identity, let's say Rudy identity, but Rudy identity does not exist on LDAP. So what it will do, it will first create the identity and then it will assign the access. Correct or not? Right?
Correct.
So create.
Yes.
So the operation is create account, update account. If it is
Mhm.
enable, disable,
Disable.
unlock, change password, and some have the delete as well.
Mhm.
Clear or not?
Yep.
Yes.
So these are the 7 operation, 3, 3, 6 and 7 operation for the account provisioning. What are the operation for group provisioning it supports? Group provisioning it support only 2 operation: create, update. That's all.
Don't we
Okay?
have delete provisioning,
No.
Mohit?
Okay. So what they are saying that for a group provisioning, these are the groups of the AD or LDAP. So we don't allow you to delete any group from IAQ.
Okay.
Okay, even for account provisioning, many target system does not allow this delete account. It says if you want, you can disable the account, but don't delete it directly from the Active Directory from IAQ. Okay,
Okay.
clear? Let the administrator, AD administrator do that things to deleting accounts. Okay, because they see these are the few things like AD, LDAP and all those things where the people are don't want to rely on completely on IAQ, right? They say that see, fine, creating account is fine, updating account is fine, but deleting account means they want that it should be checked by the AD administrator as well. Okay, and for group they don't even allow to delete any group because the group are created by the AD administrator. User hardly in, as I told in the IAQ, the in aggregations, that group is not actually in identity IQ. People play with the users only, not with the groups. The groups should be only fetch, they should not be created from IAQ. 99% times the groups are fetched from the target system, not from created from the IAQ. If the groups are fetched 99% from target system, then the responsibility should be by the the administrator of that particular target system, whether he want to delete it or not. Correct or not? For users, yes, we create a many users from IAQ to target system. Clear or not?
Clear.
Clear, Rudhi?
Yep. Got it.
Okay. Now What is the refresh identity queue?
Refreshing any user access might have been updated or changed.
Come again, what you said?
Anything for user which has been changed or any update to their manager
Hmm.
which have been changed, it would get refreshed in their identity queue.
Yep. So
Okay.
refresh identity queue is very important task. Once your training will be finished, you will realize the importance of this task. For each and everything, this task is needs to be triggered. Suppose you add the events, you configure the birthright, you configure the risk, you configure the policy, you configure the certification. For each and everything, refresh identity queue is needed. Now, why it is needed? Because this is the only task which refresh the identities and see that if anything new is configured by the admin, or if any changes have happened in your profile, in your identities, those changes will be triggered to these configured things in IAQ by me. So the refresh identity queue task triggered many things based on the identities, which means if identity is newly created, let's say you are the new person, Rudy, and you join the organizations. So that when PeopleSoft do the aggregation, the IAQ will do the aggregation. The PeopleSoft will create account in the IAQ because your account has been created in PeopleSoft, so that IAQ will create account in IAQ. Now, it's the refresh identity cube task responsibility that whenever this task will trigger, then it will see, oh, there is a new identity, it's called Rudvi. Okay, let me trigger all the things which I have configured into the IAQ, which the things are configured in IAQ, like triggering the joiner events, triggering the role-based access control, the one which Hammond said, the triggering the things for the giving the birthright the default access or generic access to the user. All the things would be triggered by the refresh identity cube, or the values, your value will be updated after this. The sorry, not a value, the map, after mapping you define the refresh identity queue will update the attribute. Let's say you try to update the attributes over there, the refresh identity will update the value as well. Clear or not?
Yes, clear.
So, Mohit,
Okay.
can you correct me if I'm wrong? So, aggregation is basically it just creates the identity and puts the data, but when refresh identity cube is done, then it updates all the information to the IQ, right?
Correct. See here,
No.
whenever this user is created from the aggregation, let's say from the authoritative applications, it will just show you the all the information about this, and it will add this application account. But it will check the policy, checking the policy by the refresh identity queue, checking the risk by the refresh identity queue, checking the events by the refresh identity queue, adding the entitlement based on the events by the refresh identity queue, everything by the refresh identity queue. Clear?
Okay.
Clear or not? Okay, we will understand refresh identity queue in detail, so you don't need to worry about those things. Okay, now what is group? People are confused. I will talk two terminology. One is entitlement and one is group. And this group is the identity group, identity IQ group. Okay. Sometimes people confuse. That's why I added this into the understanding, so that whenever I will in the training, in the meanwhile, in between the training, if I say the entitlement, you should not be confused. The entitlement means nothing. It's the whatever data will come from this account group aggregation, that will store into the entitlements catalog. Clear or not? And
Yep.
all the permissions we called as an entitlement in IAQ. We don't call as a group, we call as an entitlement. Clear or not? So if you
Yes.
see here, this user have an entitlement and the attribute is group, that's fine, but in entitlement is the actual name of that particular the column that contains Skype and Outlook, and if you go to the entitlement catalog, you will see here the all the entitlements, the groups which contain the LDAP. Clear or not?
Yep.
So when I say entitlement, don't be confused. These are the things which will come from the account group aggregation, and it's nothing. It's a group permission or access of target system. Clear or not, Hemant?
Yeah.
Clear,
Yes, Nidhi,
Hemant?
it is clear. Yeah, clear.
Okay. What is group? Any idea, Rudvi?
Is it the group where you have multiple identities for role approval or certain type of task approval?
Not
Access
like that.
requests.
Quite similar, but not correct.
Okay, I might be. Maybe I'm missing the word, but
Yep.
I think that's
So
what
the
I.
group is okay. The group is bundle of identities.
Right. Yep. That's excellent. Yep.
Okay,
What I meant.
bundle of identity, but it's based on a static attribute.
Mhm.
Okay, what is this static attribute and all those things? I will explain when we will covering this group,
Okay.
work group, and the populations in detail. Okay, this is the group
Okay.
sections. Here we have groups, population, work group. What is this static
Okay.
attribute? We will understand in detail that time. But now
Okay.
you remember when I say group, this group is bundle of identity based on the, let's say, the Austin based group, the HR based group, the IT group. Okay, that means the bundle of identity based on the some particular condition. IT based group means all the identity whose department equals to IT, all the identities whose department equals to HR, the HR group. Okay, clear?
Oh, okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
I got it confused with work group. Okay.
Okay, clear.
Yep.
A work
Yep.
group will I
Got
will
it.
Clear.
explain later. Okay,
Got it. Thank
so
you.
these are the terminology of this sale point. Any doubts, any questions?
No, not so
Okay,
So
far.
far, good.
now we will start with the UI hands-on. For Rudvi, it's fine because Rudvi already aware of those things. But for Hemant, it is important because so it would be revision for the Rudvi as well. The
Okay.
importance is why it is important. When I say the Hemant, go to the task and trigger the aggregations. You should not found where is the task. You should immediately say, okay, go to the setup, click on the task, and this is the task page. When I say Hemant or Rudvi, I want to go to the work item. Where should I go? Rudvi,
Mhm. My work under my work.
correct. So my work under work item. Okay. So those are the things. That is the importance of that. That's why I quickly go through the UI so that you would be aware of each and every tab, and you would be when I would say that Hemant, I want to onboard application. Where should I go? So you should know that where should I go. Clear or
Application.
not?
Yeah,
Yep.
sure.
Applications, application definition.
Okay.
Clear?
Clear.
So let's start from the home page. This is your home page which contains the widgets, which means there are a lot of
Mohit,
things.
can I ask you one question?
Yes, yes.
So I remember, so whenever you run the local host, like the server, you
Hmm.
gave user ID password, right?
Yes.
So will it be same in the local as well, or we can give anything?
Very good question. Username and password. SailPoint provides username and password by default is spadmin admin.
Okay.
Okay, this is the administrator username, and you cannot delete this identity at all.
Okay.
Okay, this is the spadmin admin. So username is spadmin and password is admin. Clear
So
or
if
not?
it is, yeah, if it is
Yes.
same, Mohit, like suppose if someone knows this and they can do whatever they need, right?
If someone,
If someone knows this SP admin and admin has a password, so they can change
no, no,
whatever
no,
they.
no, see, in a real time organization, what they do, they disable this account.
Oh, okay, got it.
They create a multiple users as administrator, and then they disable this account, which means this user, otherwise everyone who is a SailPoint developer who know that this by default username password is sp admin.
Okay,
Okay,
got it.
okay, clear.
Yeah,
So it
clear.
works for local environment, but in actual they disable this username, okay, so that you cannot directly log in as administrator.
Okay. Every developer will have their own identity.
Yes, and then
Okay.
according to their access, according these are the rights which tells whether whom you are. Right now you are nothing, which means you can only see the limited thing. But if you look at the administrator, which is sp admin, if you look at the sp admin, this user have the system administrator, and this is the highest user rights. Okay,
Okay.
clear. So
Okay.
if I make
Yeah.
myself as a system administrator, then I would also be having highest access. In that case, what organization they do, they create few people as administrator, and then they disable this particular sp admin as a disabled, so that nobody can log in with that particular account. Clear or not?
Oh, clear. Yeah. Thank you.
Any other doubts, Rudvi, you have? All clear?
Yeah, all good so far.
Okay, now coming back to the UI. So we were talking about the home page. The home page contains the widgets, which means the shortcuts. The shortcut, let's say you want to go to the track my request, I want to see the view identities. In that case, you need to go here, click on the manage identity, click on view identity. But you want to click on the dashboard, you click on this view identity, you go into the land on that page. So how to change these things? So click on this add it, and here you can add the cards. These are the things which you can add. Even though you can create identity, you can add the create identity. Let's say I want to add all those things here. No, don't need a sign of report and form. So let's save this. Now see here, it has been like this. Now save this. Now see
Sorry,
here.
sorry,
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
So here, this is the home page where which contain the shortcuts of your tabs. So let's say you want to go to the create identity. So either you need to go to the create identity, go to the first you click on the street lines, click on the manage identity, then you click on the create identity. But apart from that, you can create a shortcuts on the home page by clicking on this added, and here you can configure it like a add card, and here you can add the cards. Right now I have added all the cards. Let me remove all the cards first, and then I will show you. Okay, let's save this. This is the default configuration. Now if you want to add multiple cards, multiple shortcuts, click on this added page, click on add card. It will show you all the cards which are available. It will select
Okay.
all the things, click save, and now save it. Now see, you are able to see all the quick links. Correct or not? Shortcuts.
Yeah.
Clear, Rudvi? Rudvi, are you there? You are on mute. Okay. So now coming to the another widget is, this is the quick links which you are adding. Now this is the widget, which means you can add the, you want to display the information, you can display the information. See here, let's say I want to remove this. Right now I'm able to see the latest approval and latest violations work item. Now if you want to add other widgets, you can add here and you can configure those.
Okay.
Clear or not?
Yeah, clear. So this
Clear? Yep.
this widget is also available on the tabs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, this is the information, the chart information about the everything.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
this is the home
So
page.
widgets will be having some information, but this quick links will be links. Okay. Got it.
Yes, quick link is just a link to reach out to that particular location, and the widgets is the location where it is showing the information. Okay, clear?
Sure. Yeah, clear.
Okay, now coming to these three dots, which contains majorly three quick links. These link are called here in the IAQ called quick links. Okay, when someone say what is a quick link, these things like the tabs, or you can say the links, the button or links. Okay, these are all quick links. So when I
Okay.
click on this create identity, so let's understand from the starting. Let's go with the manage identity. So in manage identity, we have three tabs: create identity, edit identity, view identity. Now create identity means you can create any identity from the IAQ. Let's say I want to create identity called um, XYZ test.xyz.
So you're creating a one user identity, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm creating a
Please.
user in IAQ. Now the question should comes like that: why
Yeah.
I need to create identity in IAQ?
Right. Like you'll be getting a data from HR and then you
Correct,
do an aggregation.
correct. So this is just for a testing perspective. In dev and QA, we use this create identity. We never do it into the production environment. Clear or not? The production, the identity should come directly from the authoritative applications, from the aggregation.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Clear.
Okay. This create identity tab is for the yes, Radvi, do you have anything?
No, I was just saying, yeah, all clear.
Yep. Okay. So this is for the whenever you are creating into the dev or QA environment for testing perspective. Clear, Hemant?
Yeah, clearly.
Okay. Now in the edit identities, you can edit your identities, but right now this is the administrator. That's why he is able to see all the identity. But when you log in with your identity, you can edit only your identity. Right now this is administrator. That's why he can edit all the identity. But when you log in with your name, let's say your name is Hemant and you log in with a Hemant, in that case you can edit only your identity, not the others. Clear?
Clear.
So let's say Alan Bud, it will show you all the attribute which are the editable. So it will show the first name, email, Deepika, and all those things. This is the additional name which I have added. So it will show you all the identities. Okay, what
But
is the forwarding?
usually in a company, everyone will have admin, or we just have our own identity.
Sorry, come again.
So in companies, right, like when a developer joins the company, like a SailPoint developer, usually
Hmm.
do he will be having admin access or normal access?
As a
Because
SailPoint developer, you need to work on this component. See, you need to work on this tool, right? So on productions, obviously you would be having only read-only access, the normal access, the default access. But in dev and QA, you would be having the admin access.
okay, okay,
Okay, but obviously in production, you would also be having only read access where you can only see your identity only in production.
okay.
For dev and
But in
QA, you
dev
can do
and
anything
UAT,
because you are the developer, right?
right,
Correct. So
correct.
you would be having the in dev and QA you would be having administrator, but in production don't expect you would be having the admin access. And in rare case, if you are on the that position where you are managing the production issue and all those things, in that case, yes, they can provide you the admin access, but they don't provide admin access. They provide there are different access here.
Okay, okay, got
Okay,
it.
the work item administrator or there are different access. So which means whatever access you need, they will provide you, not the system administrator. Okay, clear?
Okay,
You in case you need that really needed, but otherwise they don't. Even I don't have in productions I have any access into production. I work on the dev and QA, so that's why. Okay, as a developer
okay,
in organization they don't provide, only the either their production support team or the actual administrator, they get the access. Okay, clear?
okay, clear.
Okay, now coming to this edit identity. So in edit identity, you can edit the identity. Now a view identity means you can view your identity. Right now this is administrator, so he can view all the identity. So it will, now the questions comes, what is the difference between view identity and the identity warehouse? You remember we check this identity warehouse and see we this is the view identity. So what is the difference between here in this tab and in this tab?
Here, here you'll be having the identity cube, like all the
Yes.
details, but you just have few details here.
Correct. The thing is, this is for administrator purpose. If you are admin, then only you can see the identity warehouse. Correct. But this is for the normal everyone. He can see the his own identity. The second difference is here in the identity warehouse, it will show all the attribute whether it is null or not. Okay. But here in this, you will see only those attributes which are having a proper value. If the value is not there, it will not show the attributes. Clear or not?
Yes, clear.
Prithvi, clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Now coming to the next link is manage access. Manage access is important, which means important means the that in day-to-day life these links are very important. Manage user access means if you want to request some access, if you want to request some access, right now this is administrator, so you can select other one. But in as a user, if you log in, it will only show your account and then you need to request access. So if you click on select user, manage access, and then you can request all the accesses that what access you want. Clear?
Clear.
What access you want. Okay, and then you submit the request. Let's say select this. uh, this is the old environment, it already have. Okay, now and then review and then submit it. Okay, clear. It's kind of cart where it shows the Alan button has a cart of a birthright access. When you submit this, the entitlement will assign to the user. Clear?
This is where we request our own access.
Yes.
Okay. Like if we need some permissions to set up user or identity, then we request this kind of access. Right?
Correct. Or you join the organization and you are working in a project, and in a project right now it is needed of the service now. So
Okay,
he said,
okay.
I need to test service now, but I need to request for the service now software so that I can check over there. So you will request account, you will request a service now entitlement, read only entitlement from there, right?
But okay, usually has it, I'm not a SailPoint developer right now, but currently I am a different developer like UI or Java developer. So when I join the organization, but I'll not go to the SailPoint and do all these. But by default, I'll be having all ServiceNow, Skype, Outlook, Jenkins, all those, right? So
Yes.
they,
They are given by default based on the role that you are joining as a developer. So they will provide all the access based on the role. Role would be assigned to you. Okay.
oh,
Now, the additional access if you need, apart from the default access, additional access. Let's say your role is the developer where you get all the things. But right now, you want a different access which is not related to your role, but you need this for a particular reason. In that case, you need to request it.
okay, okay,
Okay. Clear?
clear.
Okay. So this is the manage user access. This is the manage account where you can enable account, disable account, and all those things. So you select a user, you can enable, disable, delete, unlock, all those things. This is a manage password where you manage the password of the user. You select LDAP application. If you want to change a password, you can manage the change the password here. Okay. This is your track my request. Whatever you do, let's say I have created account to the identity, test identity. So it will show you here the create identity. Okay. It will contain all the details. What are the informations like ID and all those things, a requested item, filtered item, provisioning engine, and all those things. If there is any error or warning or not. Okay.
Okay,
So that is called track my request. Now coming to the my task, this my task will show you all the approvals. Let's say this is the access request, not access request. This is access request, but what we want to check is, let's say approvals. So all the approvals will show here that this is waiting for approval and all those things. Okay. let's say forms, if there are any forms or they are not. So these are the forms, waiting for the forms. Okay, this is under the waiting. So it will show you into this my task. Nobody uses my task as a developer, because for a developer they have provided a very good things is work items, which will show you all the, see here. Now I click on the my task and I click on the forms. Now which page it is landed? It is landed on the work item.jsf. Correct?
Correct.
Correct or not? When I go to the work items, it will show you again the work item.jsf, but it will show me the all the tasks, all the type of the work item. So you can click on the advanced filter and you can select the type of approval. Now it will show you all the approval. If you select the form, it will show you the all the forms. Clear or not?
Clear.
Clear. So this is the work item. A policy violation I will cover in later when you will do the policy violation. This access request is same is the track my request. See here, whatever you see in the track my request, it is same. This is for administrator purpose, and that is for the user, because user don't have this access, so he can check his access request from here. But as admin, you will not go there. You will come here and click on the access request. Clear or not? You can use
Is
the track
clear.
my request as well, but this is the best place to go there. Okay, clear?
Clear.
Okay. Now, the coming to the identities. This is the identity warehouse, which contain all the identities. Identity correlation will cover. Identity response model we will cover. That's not a problem. For a correlation, that is the identity correlations. Application, for application definition, we will do that. Application definition for configuring any application. This is for the entitlements. All the entitlement is stored here into the entitlement catalog. The risk model, those things we will cover later. So this is the for application risk model it contain over there. Now coming to the intelligence, we have advanced analytics, which will show you if you want to search anything. Let's say I want to find the identity whose department equals to IT. So let's say I want to whose department equals to accounting. So if you search here, it will show you all the records which having the condition true. Okay, very important feature for a developer and support to find the things. Clear?
Clear.
So it contain a lot of search type. It contain the important one is identity and audit. Okay, identity and audit is very important. There are many others like role, entitlement, activities log. This is also important. Okay, clear. But the identity and audit is a very important. It contain a lot of things. The account does not contain a many things. It have very limited informations. You cannot do many things from this. Okay, but for identity you can do a lot of things. Okay, so that's why it is important. Clear. Now coming to the
Clear.
next is the reports. When I say the reports is the predefined features of the SailPoint. We will explain in detail about the reports, what the report is, but this is the intelligence, all the things which are related to the showing the information, it comes into the intelligence, analytics, identity, the identity risk score. Okay, those are the things which will come into this intelligence part. Clear or not? Okay, now coming to the setup, which contain the most important things. One is the certifications. All the certifications, manager certifications, application owner certifications, which will come under the certifications. This is a role, whatever role you are creating, AD role, birthright role, all those things which will come under the roles. This is a policies, all the policy which you configured, the alerts which you are configured. If you want to configure alert, you can configure alert here. This is the task. For all the tasks, it will show you all the tasks, refresh identity, any task, it will come under the setup task tab. Okay. This is the groups. What is the group, populations, work group, and all those things. Business process is the important one of workflow. All the workflow will show here. Okay. Right now, when I say the Hemant, I need to go to the workflow. You should immediately, so it immediately comes in your mind. A workflow means a business process, and I need to go to the setup and business process. Clear?
Clear.
Okay, and this is the life cycle event. For the life cycle joiner, lever, mover, and this is the batch request if you have any batch request. Okay, those are the things. Now when I say global setting, click on this gearbox icon and they're having a global setting. So these are the global settings. Clear? Okay, and this is the administrator console. What is the administrator console, we will explain in later. All the requests will show you into the provisioning. in the administrator console. So these are the, and this is the bell icon which will show you all the latest approvals form which is came up. So user can directly click on this and he can show all the things. Okay, this is the bell icon. Okay, and this is the, here we have a logout, help, and preferences. In preferences, user have the first name, email, and all the forwarding user and all those things. Clear?
Yes, please.
Any doubts, any question on the UI right now? And one more thing, one important thing which I want to show you. There is a very important page that is called debug page. It contains all the object. Now you see we have created one identity called xyz.test.xyz, right? So this everything in IAQ, when I say IAQ, which means identity IQ, okay? IAQ is written on bean shell, right? Bean shell
Right.
is nothing, is Java plus XML, correct? Now, everything which you are showing on the UI, it will represent into the XML format. Java is inside this logic, but ultimately bean shell is the representations of the XML. Okay, so whatever you see in the UI should be having some XML. Clear?
Yes, got it.
Yes.
Okay, and as a developer you will realize that UI, once you start working now, you will feel that I like this debug page more than the UI. You will prefer this debug page more than the UI. Okay, for anything you will come here and you will check here instead of go to the UI. Okay, but that will come on later part. Right now it's your learning phase, so we'll understand each and everything in detail. Okay, so that is about the UI things. Now one more thing which I want to show you and I will give you homework for that is, okay, right now I cannot because you don't have installations. So there is a one more page called API. See, I told you that SailPoint has exposed their API, so those API comes under the, so what are the URL which we change? We change two URL. One is for the debug page. How to open a debug page? How to open a debug page? By changing the debug here. Correct or not? It will open. If you directly open this one, that is also fine. If you add debug.jsf, that is also fine. Correct? Okay, that is a debug page. How to open a doc page? Open doc or API page. For that, you need to modify the URL, and here you need to type Java. There is no button where you can click on and it will go to the API page. It's like that. You need to modify the URL doc/java doc. Clear or not?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Once you go to this land this page, it will show you all the API. Let's say all SailPoint.object. What is identity? Okay. It will show you all the method of the particular identities, all the methods and everything over there. Okay. We'll cover in detail each and everything. So that's not a problem. But just for your reference, when your installation would be done, the homework would be just understand these methods of the identity is very important, so just understand the few important methods of this identity that I will explain you. Okay, so these are the things from the UI perspective. I mean UI go through. Any doubts, any questions here?
So far, good.
Okay, now coming to the architecture perspective. By showing the architecture you will understand, you will able to create an image in your mind how the sale point will work. You will create an image in your mind how the sale point will work. So let me try to, I have an issue with the PPT, it's not open. Let me try to open now. Let's see if it will load or not. Okay. Mm, why it's not showing the content? No, it's showing doing something. Mhm. Okay. Mm, okay. I will show you later tomorrow about that one, the architecture one. Okay, we'll start the architecture from tomorrow. But do you have any questions, any doubts,
No.
Ridvi? Any doubts, any questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, okay. We'll continue tomorrow on the architecture. I'm going slow because there's the one more student who's left, so need to cover few things again. So from tomorrow we'll cover up the speed and we'll start. And I will share the software as well. We'll share the software by today, and we'll
Mhm.
ask Chanakya to send the recording for both the things, and we'll share the notes as well. Okay, this
Okay.
notes as well I will share today. So we'll share the
Yes.
notes and the software, and we'll ask Chanakya to send the recording. And okay, that's all from my end. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Mohit. You too. Have a nice day.
Thank
You too.
you. Bye.
Bye.